Hello and welcome back to Giant Bomb here at GDC 2014. It's really just our office, but we brought some people into us. We have rotated the couch around. We've got a whole new crew here. Patrick's still here with me.
They put me on the other end of the couch.
Yeah, moved you on the other
end.
end.
Get me out of here.
With professional vinist, Phil Fish.
Hi.
How you doing?
Wait.
Good to see you.
Say that again.
With professional vinist, Phil Fish. How you doing?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Doing great. Was that 6 seconds?
That was perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Terrific. I want a good loop. I want a good loop.
Did you see the vine I made of you a couple weeks ago?
Yes, I did.
Yes? Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just making this shit up. You are a professional vinist.
I mean, it's technically what I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your main creative
outlet.
Yeah, it's my main creative outlet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think vines are the ultimate art form. They are the culmination of every other art form that came before them.
Can I say a thing I really like about Vine, actually, is I think that it's a...
No, you can't say that because I have to introduce you first. Max Temp from Cards Against Humanity.
Gerstmann. From
Max Existentialism, acclaimed video game publisher.
By whom?
I don't know.
Whom has acclaimed me?
I'm claiming you right now.
Yes, acclaimed by professional Vinist.
Yes.
I think Vine is actually kind of teaching filmmaking, and it's really populist, and I like that it's this really lo-fi like set of tools, and you can't fuck with it too much. I think that's really cool.
Can't you edit it now?
Well, you can't really edit. You can do like you can do cuts and you can like go back and stuff, but you can't like bring in outside footage.
So
like there's still constraints on it.
So people are cheating now.
Yeah.
There's a desktop app for Vine. You can actually just bring in footage.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
you can tell.
You can tell.
But
yeah, there are impure vines out there in the world.
I'm a Vine purist.
Yeah, I think
Vine
What
knows
the
that
fuck am I doing with my time, Jeff? I'm too busy to work on a phone. I'm a desktop man.
It's time.
I'm not. I have valuable content that I need to market to. I have content that I need to get out to the people.
Yeah.
To these
Content. Content is
these
king, they say.
people. This isn't working.
Yeah, these people. Well, these people, I don't
Let's
know.
move on.
These people.
It's been
All right, Max, you have Bo with you. I didn't actually catch your last name.
Bo Blythe.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic.
Also known as Boot Bleep. Yeah. Or
The techno pants himself.
Oh, okay.
And that's you have worked on Samurai Gun. Samurai Gun is your baby.
Yeah,
Bo's the
Samurai Gun is all mine.
lead developer?
And
is that I don't know what your title is.
Samurai Gun?
No, of Hyper Light Drifter.
Oh yeah, I'm a gameplay programmer on Hyper Light Drifter. I'm doing like effects and enemies and weapons and stuff. So yeah.
Awesome.
That's the current.
And Zoe
gig.
Quinn is here of Depression Quest and
A bunch of other
the internet.
The internet.
The internet's Zoe Quinn is here. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Actual acclaimed game designer.
I play game designer.
Everything's in quotes.
Yeah, just let me throw more quotes in there.
Okay.
More of a quote designer.
We just we'll air quote the whole segment.
Yes.
That'll be 6-second vines of air quotes.
I'll just start now.
Can we? I have a talking about.
So,
a story.
I've got this bottle of Buckfast.
What's Buckfast?
I'm not sure. It's a tonic wine that is, depending on which newspapers you read, is responsible for about a third of the crime in Scotland.
Really?
So it's 15% alcohol and apparently about as much caffeine as 8 Cokes.
Why do we always? Every time I see you, we drink something that might kill us.
I just...
Why does it
I started talking about this 2 weeks ago. Danny O'Dwyer brought this over. His friend Jeff brought it into town, I guess. They've outlawed the caffeine alcohol mix here in the States. Four Locos, watered down, ruined, Sparks. I still have a case of old Sparks, but it is now 2 years old or something.
You should just frame it.
It's fermented.
It just gets better.
Yeah.
It just gets better.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta cellar it.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Well, actually, it's sitting in front of my microwave on my counter in full view,
that's a
just
great
in
place.
case. It's right there.
Can't forget.
It's also becoming like just gradually irradiated over time.
exactly.
Like,
Well,
You know better.
Yeah.
Oh, this aftertaste.
That gets the impurities
Yeah,
out.
it activates the flavor,
Yeah.
as they say.
Yeah, it really opens up the palate.
Yeah.
It's like throwing one piece of ice in it. There's pizza over here. Okay.
Well, no, you don't need. You don't need food.
I don't need food.
You got that.
I've got Buckfast.
Let's start some crime.
So
Let's crime.
We will.
Ready to crime?
I'm so ready to crime. Yes.
I'm gonna see what this is all about.
Buck, and I'm here to Buckfast.
Well, so it's the phrase apparently is Buckfast
Is there
gets you
anything-
fucked fast.
There you
In a crime way,
close.
not a
In a
sex way.
stabby kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
That was actually the name of when I was still a beekeeper, we had Buckfast bees. Now I'm like, did I have like criminal
You're a beekeeper?
bees?
Probably.
I was a beekeeper, yeah.
Holy shit,
I
that's
have
so
a tattoo
cool.
about it. That's,
go. Oh, snap.
yeah.
Pet bees.
What does
You don't have bees
beekeeping
anymore?
entail? These days?
A lot of being very careful.
Yeah, I'd
What
imagine.
kind of hives did you have?
I had 2 big wooden hives.
Did you do Langstroms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know things about beekeeping.
Little bit,
Oh
little
my
bit.
god.
All right, what about you?
That
Just-
never
I'll just
happens.
stand back.
What is this face you're making? It's not cool. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Welcome to
Whatever.
B-Talk.
I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Africanized?
I have a really good friend in Chicago who does urban beekeeping,
Awesome.
all by bicycle. So it's called Bike a Bee.
I have to
It's
say,
really cool.
I blame beekeepers for colony collapse. I think it's your fault. I think you've doomed us all with your weird little
we
hobby.
figured out it was
You were never meant to play God with the bees, and now look at what you've done.
my bad.
I blame the ARG. I love bees.
I killed video games and also
It all goes back to the source. It all goes back to Halo. Halo ruined bees.
Hey, drink this. Could you drink this?
I'm going to drink
All
this
right.
now. I was going to smell it, but I think I'm just going to.
Yeah, just go.
that might be a little gross, yeah.
Only Batman smells
Oh, that's of a low quality. Oh my. That's
I don't know.
that is yeah.
Buckfast is the
Alright.
name of quality.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Anyone wants to
If it's bad, I'm
ride the snake
Yeah.
with me?
Wait, why'd you smell
Okay,
it?
it's sort of a.
Hey, it's
It's
better
sort
than
of
Malort.
It's sort of like it's like a melted grape lollipop, and then
See, you're selling me on this, and I already know what it tastes like. Like, yeah, all right, okay, melted grape
There we go.
lollipop, I'm in.
Yeah, well, he's a marketing guy, so
Yeah.
yeah, that's what he's good at.
Give me that.
oh my god, it's like a. Oh.
So it's available at a very low price, and yes, apparently Scotland and around the area it is.
Has
It's
anyone ever had Manischewitz?
purple popsicle.
I've never had
type,
Manischewitz.
No one's had Manischewitz.
It's purple
Bunch of
popsicle
boys
and
on
like
the
cough
stream.
syrup type.
Yeah.
You know, just the like
Diamond
purple dye.
And acquire, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like drinking an Easter egg.
How do we see the chat? Can we see the chat?
The chat for this thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if we can get the chat up.
Vinny, can you put the
chat?
Can you put
Yeah.
the chat on the note? That's the TV with the blue screen
Yeah.
that says no signal. That's
You know what this
5
is?
inches in
That
front of
is
our
god
face.
awful. No, it's very- You know what
Nothing
this is?
about that is good.
I just figured this out. This isn't
terrible.
wine. This is aged grape juice.
So it's made by monks,
Really?
and
Are they like the Bad News Bear monks? Like they're
Right.
they're not the monks who make the most value that beer
Yeah.
that's like you can't get anywhere in the world. They're like they failed out of monk school and they make
Yeah.
like sock wine.
They get drunk on their own shit all the time. They talk constantly. They're like,
Yeah.
no violent
It tastes like somebody
crime.
farted on a fruit roll-up.
Yeah.
That's so bad, I'm going to chase it with PBR. And
all right. That's,
Like someone farted on a fruit roll and then like put it in the microwave
Yes.
to melt it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's fruit rolls,
See,
farts,
you sold, I
my
need more of this
heart is
now.
racing.
After hearing all this, like,
My heart
know
is
what?
racing and I want to break windows. So
great. All right.
What do you got?
This night's gonna get real, Max
Yeah.
Temkin. But before it does, I mean, GDC's been happening. We are all ostensibly here for that reason. Zoe, let's start with you. How's the week been going for you? Have you been going to a lot of talks? Like, what's been going on?
I've been doing a lot of talks, actually.
Okay.
I've done 3 so far, and I've got 1 tomorrow.
Cool.
My favorite probably being the talk on the history of Jeff Goldblum in games that I gave earlier at Lost Levels. And funnily enough, right after I do this, Jeff Goldblum opens an AMA on Reddit.
Did anyone ask him about
I'm
his
trying.
history
No,
in video
okay,
games?
so I
Like-
made this game in 2012 called Jeff Goldblum Staring Contest, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I really want him to play it because I feel like if he does, the world might end.
Like just Goldblum on Goldblum.
Yeah, that's like dividing by 0, right?
Yeah.
Now that's
yeah,
a
no,
vine.
I
Is it
want-
possible?
That's a vine.
Is it possible to win at
Yeah,
the
you
Jeff
can
Goldblum
win.
staring contest?
Especially if you get the randomized picture with the shirt off, then everybody wins.
All right. Well, yeah.
He's so dreamy. But yeah, you can actually win. It's something dumb I made in 2 hours because I thought it'd be funny.
Cool.
Zoe,
What
can we
other
talk about
history?
Jeff Goldblum YouTube videos? We'll take it offline. But I'm a bit of a collector.
Oh, hey, me too.
Yeah. Have you seen the Jeff Goldblum making animal noises?
Yes. Have
Okay.
you seen Jeff Goldblum slow down?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
should
you know
talk.
all the. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard that song made
Take it offline.
entirely of just Jeff Goldblum's weird laugh
Yes.
in Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Oh, that's
It's a
great.
good one.
Yeah. Ooh, I drank.
New part of this.
You drank it.
Yeah.
You drank the bad juice.
Oh, it happened.
Jeff's like getting just far enough away from the last sip to be like, oh, it
Stop
probably wasn't
hogging all
that
the
bad.
Buckfast.
Yeah.
Pass it around.
Did you say butt fast?
Buckfast.
Butt fast.
Butt fast.
Give me that
Butt
butt
fast.
fast.
Give me that butt fast.
It's
Yeah.
Buckfast.
Well, it's by the end of the show, we're gonna be like, give me more. Give me that's
Yeah.
great.
That's gonna be
It's bad at first, but as
as it takes effect, as it takes hold, like a
grows on
parasite,
you.
it incites you to want more, like a brain worm.
I'm gonna get like a weird little mushroom growing my head. I'm gonna want to.
I think I like the mouth of Jolly
Ranchers.
Ranchers.
Well, as long as we're passing it around, no one will get a large enough dose, hopefully, to break too much.
Who knows how much of that stuff?
I take back exactly what I just said.
How much is a serving of is there a serving size listed on the bottle?
Yeah, it says don't.
Drink responsibly.
Okay, so that just means don't do it.
Just get a pen and just mark that.
So it also has, on the back of it, it recommends like how many units you should drink, and it's different for a man and a woman.
Yeah, 3 to
like it's
4.
not a size thing. It's just like women should drink less.
UK government recommends adults do not regularly exceed.
Regularly.
exceed.
Exceed. Occasionally.
Men 3 to 4 units a day. Women 2 to 3 units.
What's
a
a
day.
unit? Like a bottle?
The bottle is like
No more than 3 to 4
the bottle is 11.5 units.
And then
Apparently.
they've got a link to a website called drinkaware.co.uk. Who's that?
Buckfast, strong enough for a man, bad decisions for women.
I want to take this and add like a Slim Fast powder in there and make that like a meal replacement.
I bet
if we mix that with
milk
Red Drink.
That's your Soylent.
That's my Soylent.
And
Yes.
then afterwards, you'd have to fast to get
Soylent
that out of
Red.
your system. So it's just fast, fast, fast.
I don't think you have a choice. It's just gonna
Yeah,
come
no,
out.
Jeff,
you're just done eating. You're just
Jeff,
done.
do you know the Soylent thing that we're talking about? This was the guy who made the sort of powder.
Yeah, like
you
he's
strike
trying to
me.
make
You
like
strike
an
me as
ultimate-
someone who could be into the Soylent.
So
like, if
they're
it worked,
trying to make like an ultimate, like here's the most nutrition or
yeah,
the
it's like
baseline
you just eat
nutrition.
this. You eat this pouch of powder,
yeah.
and then you don't need food for the rest of the morning or whatever.
That sounds like something I would be into,
You-
right? As
you
someone who
seem
often
like-
skips meals,
I'm so excited.
You
about
seem
it.
like it's mostly a chore for you to eat and to find something that
you
is
wouldn't know it by
palatable.
looking, but yeah, like it's like I sometimes fuck up and don't eat for a day and a half, and that's probably bad.
Yeah, seems like it would be a very practical solution.
Like I want that. I want like astronaut pills,
Yes.
like whatever it is that I can get. That
RoboCop
is just
food.
like it's
I've
just-
been wanting RoboCop food my whole life, and then now it
It
exists.
tastes like baby food.
I have a whole month of Soylent in the mail coming to me.
Oh, so it actually they produced it.
Yes,
and
you
it's
can buy it now.
Okay, all right.
And it's a work in progress because they have this like big community of people that will point out like, hey, you forgot this like obscure mineral that you need in small doses, and then that if you were going to live on Soylent alone, you would never get, and then you would get some kind of disease. So they're always working on it, but like it's they're approaching nutrition from like an engineering point of view. It's just like the human body needs X chemicals to run. If you just eat the chemicals, you should be good.
Can I say the Malcolm Gladwell fact that I know about this that's probably not true? Is that like they've been trying to do this with formula for babies for a really long time, and that babies who get breast milk like do better for whatever reason.
Wasn't
and
that,
they have no
disproved
idea.
recently, the
I
breast
don't know.
milk thing?
It doesn't seem. It seems bullshitty. It seems
I
like
read an
it seems like a
article.
TED Talk fact. But I've heard that, and that we don't quite. It's like we still haven't really found the difference. But chemically,
I'm a
formula should be
grown-ass
just
man.
as good.
I shouldn't be drinking breast milk at this
Yeah,
point
well, I
in my
mean, you
life.
gotta taste
Weirdly,
them. I mean, what are you gonna not have it?
Guys, what's going on?
I don't know.
Nutrition.
Nutrition.
Blew my mind, man. I could be drinking all this
Soylent and
breast milk.
Buckfast. Done. That's
This
it.
is all we need.
It's great that we're talking about
1-2
proper
punch.
nutrition.
I'm just saying you
while
can buy that on the
drinking
internet.
this. Yeah, no, let's take a very healthy scientific approach to nutrition.
I mean, what are the
Let's take some
ingredients?
Buckfast to the
in
lab.
that?
Bad decisions and despair.
Do I get all of my vitamins? out of
Deliciousness
it?
and party material.
Yeah, that's nutrition.
I guess in the UK they don't have to say what's in something.
Yeah. Alcohol, they don't
Because you
actually
know
have to
what?
list
If you're buying
ingredients
this, you don't
anywhere.
give a
It's
shit.
a weird rule.
It contains
is super
sulfites.
weird. You
Is
think
that
they
good or
won't.
bad?
That's great.
Sulfites.
Yeah, you need those. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Well, how's the show been
It
going
has
for you?
sulfites.
Awesome.
What have you been spending your time with so far?
Well, I have to say the best, what made my week, my GDC, was watching Dose One play the Samurai Gun soundtrack live at Pow Pow Pow. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was
What an experience. I mean, it's too bad no one on the stream will ever get that experience.
That's true.
yeah,
That
it's
was great.
so
unfortunate.
cool,
Let me know.
You're so cool. It really was. It was
Really
a
no
treat.
way
It
for
was
us
a
to
treat.
put on a live
If
performance
only-
of music
I mean,
here in
if
this
only
office,
we could,
so-
Top tier kind of.
if only we could get Dose One to like come to another location.
He'd never do it.
I know he's so
He's
stubborn,
really
you
busy.
know? It's,
Yeah.
a unique
And
experience.
incredibly expensive.
seriously.
I wanted to book him for a party. And it's like,
Why
it
don't
was
you-
such a
would you
double
market-
party.
would you
Like,
market
it was
the thing
either
that you're here to-
I had Dose One and no party, or a party. So it was like, well, fuck that guy.
Just
you know?
say that-
he
say that
needs,
you
he
need
needs a
to
clone so he can
I
live
think
like
that's a cool-
Gallagher,
No,
and you
he
either
needs-
get real Gallagher or fake Gallagher. You could get like bootleg Dose 1 to show
That guy
up.
needs a reality check. is what
Dose
it
two.
is.
Dose 2.
Dose.
Those two? Those two?
South of the border, they call them Dose.
Dose duo.
And how is we're living in a post Samurai Gun world. It's been
Yeah,
I think
released
we've got
upon the
some
public.
hot scoops for you.
Yeah.
Well, Towerfall just came out.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
We'll come. That's Towerfall, then Samurai Gun, then like Towerfall out again. I have not played the PS4 version yet. We're gonna check it out next week because all this
Matt
has been
and I
going
are just
on.
gonna
but-
go back and forth.
Yeah.
Just keep updating the game.
Is it gonna be
after we
Samurai
see
Gun
the next one.
Ascension?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just steal the taglines and go like there.
Yeah, just
so.
pace them on.
So how did the game? How do you feel about the reception of the game?
I feel really good about it. Yeah, I can live in my apartment for a year. I can make the next game. Like, I'm super happy with it, especially like my first commercial release. Like, I'm just looking forward to the next project.
And what was it like working with Max Temkin?
Great. Max is
Damn, that,
actually
okay. Rephrase your answer.
he's an asshole. I mean, if
all
we're
right.
speaking frankly, but you know, like
That's you need an asshole on your side sometimes.
a generous asshole.
Well, Patrick's
That's a really
been,
gross term.
Patrick's been on the other side of this.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, no,
I just think about it a little bit longer.
I hadn't thought about it that way. You
can't-
just put that image in everybody's
yeah,
head.
no.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You deserve that.
So Patrick's been on the other side of this because you've been in the office when we have these hilarious calls of like Phil Tibotowski from Octodev's been helping us out too. And like Phil and I have these calls with like I don't know Steam or like someone critically important and we're on the phone and we're like have to call
I
up.
could
We're
already
like, so
see.
do we get paid for this or like how does this work or like it's been a weird
Can
experience.
you
but-
explain the design document story?
Let's can we give our hot scoop? Can we say our from this morning?
Let's hear the scoops.
I think we can say it.
Yeah.
So we met with Blit, the port house based in Spain this morning.
Yeah.
And plans are underway to do the PS4 and Vita version, the long-awaited PS4 and Vita version with local multiplayer for Samurai Gun.
Outstanding.
So we had an awesome.
The seemingly
awesome.
inevitable
Yeah.
PS4 and Vita
Well, we
version.
announced it before we had any actual means of making it, so
Yeah.
now it's so that's good. So we'll actually do it now.
Great.
Fun fact, Blit, that studio, they did Spelunky and they're doing the Festport. Coming March 25th. On PSN, all platforms.
Man, you've got those fingers down.
Will it be?
Business guns.
Will this-
I'm a
will this-
businessman, so I've got business guns.
Will this upcoming version of Fest have Vine support?
Damn it, Kurtzman. Ouya version.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, met with Blit, figured out some of the details. I think they the other fun thing was they figured out how to get so they discovered when they were taking apart the game files that we sent over
yeah.
that the
All the
game
hardcore
was
pornography hidden there.
that it was do you want to explain this?
Yeah, they figured out that Samurai Gun actually runs at 40 frames per second, which I was certain it ran at 30 for all of development, but I guess there's just a loose line of code. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm a programmer. It's a means to an end, but you know.
So what does that mean in terms of in getting it up and running on consoles?
They've got it running at 60 frames a second.
We're
So I think we're
gonna
call it.
tweak. No, I
yeah.
think it was like it seems slower than that, but yeah, we've got plans in place to like make sure. Yeah, it's gonna be 60 frames a second. It's gonna run a little smoother. We're gonna re-release it as Samurai Gun Turbo. Get some 80s graphics.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
I love that we're at this point now where like these like games like Dive Kick, they're getting their edition update and all this other stuff. Where it's like we're seeing these second releases. We're seeing people use the things that Capcom did out of creepy necessity. We're seeing them like being used for like really awesome reasons.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's fun. Like, I mean, so the thing with Samurai Gun was, it's such a weird. It's like it's such a niche thing, and the conventional wisdom is that like a local multiplayer game can't sell and people don't want to play it. So. Doing the Game Maker version and going to PC, it was such a safe way to put it out there, see what the interest was, test the waters, and it was successful enough now that we know that it's worth a bigger investment of time to like build out new levels, all kinds of new stuff that was in the original roadmap.
you sound almost like you know how to like run a business. This sounds like an actual plan in place.
But I'm just saying the same things Charlotte said, so it seemed like
Smart.
Seems
Yeah.
smart, yeah.
Okay.
How much does it cost to patch Samurai Gun through Max Extension?
What is it? $250,000?
It's $250,000,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hang on for a second, guys. Hey! You guys shut the fuck up. Can you tell people keep it down a little bit? Keep it down a little bit.
You shut up. You shut up.
Knock it down a bit.
Hey.
Try to fucking talk over it. No. Everybody.
We're halfway through this bottle.
Shut up.
Give me that bottle.
I need to stab somebody.
Give me that.
This is making you violent.
Give me that.
Fuck you.
God damn.
Fuck you. Give me that.
Here you go.
Bring it on. I love you. I love all of you.
Hold on.
I'm not just saying that because of the Buckfast.
Type in your password. I want to vine you drinking
There you go.
So Max, you well, okay. Let's get this. Let's get this out of the way. Double vine.
Buckfast was a bad choice.
It's true.
Oh God.
So Max, you're
is
too
gonna
cool
stay
for
like
GDC.
that.
You had to come into town, then immediately leave, and then come, and now you're back.
Party in Vegas.
He's also too cool to answer.
You went to
I'm here.
Like,
I'm
oh,
here.
you went to a really cool Vegas hotel, right?
Yeah.
Like,
man.
tell
Okay.
us
Your
about
time in
that.
Vegas.
This is not that good of a story. So we, it's
But I just, the announcement
so there's
is very
another,
interesting
okay,
to
so
me.
there's another show that happens the same week. It's called Gamma, and it's a trade show for people who retail board games. So like the store where you go to buy Magic the Gathering, like the game store, they have like a show for themselves in Vegas. And we would like to sell Cards Against Humanity in those stores because they're like small independent stores, and we don't want to sell it in like a Target or a Barnes & Noble. So we're making our own process to distribute the game to just those stores. And it's going to be, we hope it's going to be really disruptive in the world of board games because it's going to displace all of these like big companies that distribute board games, and we're going to do it more cheaply and better than they are. So it's sort of fun of like, I flew out to Vegas for like one day, gave a talk in this audience of people, so it was like threw the grenade in, and then I went and saw Penn and Teller and flew back to GDC to go to the Indie Game Summit. So yeah, it was a good time. Cool. And the story with the hotel was just they had a fucking awesome bathtub in this hotel. And so
Cool story, bro.
Hot scoop. So some of you may have seen the picture of the bathtub that I posted on Twitter, but there's a follow-up, which is I posted that when I first checked in, and then I went out to go do my talk, and then I came back that evening after Penn and Teller, and the hotel had done a turn-down service where they come in, they just open up the sheets just a little bit, because you don't want to work too hard to get into bed after a long day of businessing. And I went to the bathroom, and I saw that they had, at the bathtub, they had sort of laid out the bath mat, and then they put 3 lotus petals on the edge of the bathtub, just to set it up for me. Yeah, just to, hey.
Something nice.
Yeah.
A little suggestive, like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe take a bath.
Yeah.
You deserve it. You
Yeah.
earned it
Yeah.
while you were out.
Yeah.
How are Penn and Teller?
Dude, I forgot how much I love Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
They're so good. Like, I think because you mostly hear them talking about politics and stuff,
Right.
I forgot how much I loved them as a kid, and like seeing them live. Like, if you're ever in Vegas or you ever get a chance, like, they're so fucking funny, and their craft is unbelievable. I mean, Teller is an artist. Like the stuff that they're doing, it's amazing.
The Cruel Tricks for Dear Friends, the book, the video that they put out back then was like totally key.
So I've realized as I've gotten older how much of that and How to Play with Food, I had those as a kid.
Yeah.
And I realized like I've been stealing stuff from those books. Like we did the fortune cookies at PAX. And I realized long after I did that, I fucking stole that bit from How to Play with Food, that they had the fake fortune cookies in there. And I was so proud of myself. I was like, hey, we like hacked fortune cookies. Look at that.
Like,
I totally was planted in there. Yeah.
Awesome.
So they did it first.
Phil, how's the week been for you? Here at this game developer conference for game developers.
I know. I'm just.
How'd they let you in?
Yeah.
Don't you have to show a game?
Well, I try to get in. They're like,
He's
we know
media.
who you
He just
are.
works in 6-second increments.
Yes, I am media, so. that
Okay, so you
gives
got a
me
media
full
badge,
access to
okay.
everything. No, I didn't get a pass at all this
Yeah.
year. I'm just in town. My only official duty was DJing last night. That was it. At the Wild Rumpus party,
Oh, yeah.
which is the best party.
Best. The only party.
It's the only party.
Yes.
I didn't make it. It's one of those things that like sneaks up on me, and I always forget like until it's happening.
It's-
You missed out.
I really think it's special. It's the one party that has like all the local multiplayer games like set up on screens, and most of the musical acts throughout the night are somewhat connected to the game industry.
Sure.
They
Arcane
had
Kids.
a DJ set by Arcane Kids. Bion was there, and then me and Rich Lem of Uncharted fame. Richard Lemarchand, sorry.
Right.
When we DJ together, we combine into a singular French DJ called Philippe Lemarchand. And we've been lucky enough to do that the last 3 years at Wild Rumpus, and it's like my new love. This is the thing that I do that brings me joy. That is not like I'm a total amateur, but I'm lucky enough that I get to do it at these game conferences thing because I'm Phil fucking Fish.
You should take Swig.
And they let me. Thank you.
Yeah, that's. You have to pay the Buckfast tax on that one.
And yeah, it's the most fun I have all year doing these things. DJing, you know, say what you will about the whole thing. You're just playing other people's music and all that. And you know, I don't consider myself a musician for being able to string together a couple of dancey songs. But you know, we got on like 1 a.m. and it was a game developer crowd. You know, mostly dudes there without dates. No offense, game developers around the world, but you were there. Did you have a date though?
Yeah, I did.
Oh fuck. Well, there you go, just deconstructing my whole argument. It's a bunch of dudes.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, they're hard to get dancing.
Yeah,
but we did it. At 1 a.m. in the morning, we got people dancing until like 2:30 in the morning. And DJing has this immediacy to it that game development so sorely lacks.
You know, I've done it poorly, very poorly, a couple of times.
It doesn't matter.
It's that thing of like reading a crowd and reacting to it and going like, you know what these people might like.
And I find that a crowd that is there and like they want to dance, they're gonna be super forgiving. Like I fucked up right away. The first song I played, I started like, instead of navigating the song I was pre-queuing, I started navigating the song that was playing.
Oh,
just like skipping. Oops, sorry guys.
So modern.
But yeah, like in game design, you know, you have an idea, and the time between that idea and somebody getting to experience it, it could be years. You're so 3 years, 5, 7. And you probably won't be there, right? I mean, I design a level, I won't be there when somebody gets to experience it. I don't get to see their reaction.
Right.
And there's no feedback loop. It's just I put something out there, and then people yell at me on Twitter.
Right.
But when I DJ, it's like there's an immediate reaction. It's, oh, I dropped a fat beat, and you liked it, and everybody just started losing it. And
then you have that feedback loop every 2.5 units.
You like that, huh? I'll play more of that, I guess.
Yeah.
It's so immediate, and it's so like rewarding, and it's such a dialogue that you normally don't have unless it's like over a super long period of time, you know, taking the player feedback and, you know, iterating on the next build.
Well, how do you feel about like all the, I mean, how does everyone feel about just the proliferation of live streaming of games? I mean, obviously it's been around for a while, but we're at a point now where it's built into both the current consoles, and it just seems like it's breaking through in a way that it never has before. I mean, it's not as immediate as dropping a fat beat.
I could give less of a shit about this kind of stuff. It's really not for me. I think it's cool, like the rise of Twitch and all that, and all the.
But you never like just literally just watching someone play your game, whether it's live streaming or just in person or something like that.
Well, Fez would be terrible for that though. That's not an exciting.
Because you're just sitting back there going like, no, just turn it. No, fucking scan the QR code, you asshole.
Yeah. That would be probably Twitch plays Fez. That would suck. That wouldn't work
I'm
at
still
all.
waiting for Twitch plays.
You might have just started something by saying that.
Twitch plays Fez, make it happen.
I would just spam right trigger over and over again and just make it like this spinning art installation, and that would be that.
I forgot what I was saying. Give me more of this.
All right, that is the memory juice. Well, what about with everything else? What do you guys think about that? Like live streaming games, like a interest?
It's weird. I keep making a lot of games with words in it, so live streaming it doesn't really work that well.
Yeah, nobody likes reading.
Yeah. Though I actually saw this interesting thing happen a couple times where people would let's play my game thinking it was a joke. They're going to be like, oh, screw this game, man.
Oh, God.
And then at the end they'd be like, oh my God. I have feelings. This is uncomfortable.
And I'm having them in front of a crowd, like that's the worst thing possible.
Sorry. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Like that's why they're like making the trailer for Depression Quest is super weird. It's like, what am I gonna do? Like zoom in on words and be like 360 no scope. Like that doesn't work, right?
I think an esports version of Depression Quest would be huge.
Oh my God, I want a Depression Quest tournament.
Yeah.
You might have to make that no-scope trailer, though.
I've thought about it.
I want to see a guy with like the pro gamer, like race car driver suit playing Depression Quest.
Oh my
like,
God.
being really sad, but like being really good at being sad.
Yeah. And he's like instantly,
Sadder
it's
than
like
the
a
other guy.
start to sad because he's
Sure.
speed running it. It's like,
Yes.
No, it is.
That I would be
The
excited
full range of
about.
No, I
emotions
did
and
get some like one of those cold call emails of, hey, we want to monetize your app. That's like, hey, we have built-in tournaments and we would love to see Depression Quest on our platform. Like,
just like go for it. See,
yes.
Try.
No,
Yes,
no, I
try.
told him, I'm like, yeah, by all means, here's my code. Please put your AP on my game.
I want to see a Depression Quest tournament where nobody wins.
It's just a bunch
There's
of
like a whole
people-
tournament ladder, and it just kind of ends halfway through.
it just
and
ends
then-
with like a group hug.
There's like everyone's just
Everybody
like 12
just kind of
losers.
assumes the fetal position.
Who gets the saddest?
Pass out tissue.
Yeah. That's gonna be my next update.
I'm way into that. Samurai Gun, has a competitive streak to
Yeah.
it. So, there's always the fighting game scene out there doing what they do. Have you seen significant uptick in people wanting to play Samurai Gun live on the internet?
Yeah, there's a whole lot more videos than there used to be. Obviously, because it's been released. But yeah, I hope I keep seeing that because I love watching people play, and I always see people try new tricks and stuff that like I didn't even know you could do. So I don't know. I approve.
We've done approximately nothing to promote Samurai Gun. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it was like, I think
Good
it's.
job, Max.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I mean,
You know what a publisher's supposed to do, right?
honestly though, like, what does an ad for Samurai Gun do? Because it's not like an impulse purchase game, right? Like, you need to plan it and play it with your friends.
It's a lifestyle, man. You're selling
Yeah.
a dream.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a way of
yeah.
life.
So like the thing that sells Samurai Gun is like seeing it played. So like it's the live streaming of the game is what does it. So like watching you guys when it first came out and you guys did the Giant Bomb like stream of it.
Yeah.
And like GameSpot actually did a really good stream of it. Like that's it. Like people see it and they're like, I want to play
Yeah.
that. There's nothing we can do. There's no money we can spend to like give people that same experience of seeing people they like play it and then
It's
think
just
that
definitely one of those
fun.
things that when you see it, you
Yeah.
understand it. Like mechanically, it is.
Yeah, that game makes sense to me for streaming and Twitch because it's such a good spectator game. At Fantastic Arcade in Austin, they have like a movie theater that they'll have tournaments, like Spelunky tournament, Samurai Gun tournament, Star Wall tournament. And like the crowd gets so into
good,
it. You know, when somebody scores a point, it's like, and that makes sense. But then like I don't understand why when you think about like the rise of esports, it's all League of Legends and like impossible to understand games.
Kids
Like,
today with
the
their
dances,
PewDiePie and their MOBAs.
I can't look at a game like that and I have any idea what's going
that
on.
stuff
But like
blows
Samurai
everything.
Gun, it's like clear what's going on. They've got a sword, a gun, people die quickly.
I think the big thing with League is that it's free to play, so anyone can pick it up and try it.
But it's like the most complicated
Yeah, I
game
know.
in the world.
Totally.
But like these new local multiplayer couch games, it's like they have that really great performative element to it.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can just sit down and have no idea what's going on, and be like, oh yeah, I can tell that guy's winning. And like that's like way more interesting to think about, like just designing a competitive performative game that's cool to play and also cool to watch.
Right.
Which is why I now have a horrible Nidhogg problem.
But maybe that level of complexity is like necessary for because like all popular sports are super complicated. Like as games,
Right.
if you look at like the rules of football or baseball or
I don't
hockey,
understand football.
They're really complicated.
Yeah.
Maybe you need that level of complexity to attract a crowd. If it's too,
And if you think about League of Legends and stuff like that, like the rules are the rules, a lot like football. I mean, you go to a shooter like Call of Duty or something like that, there's 20 maps, most people aren't going to learn them. But you go look at Dota, you go look at League of Legends, the map it's the field. It's a football field. It never changes. They got the lanes. The big guy you have to kill is here, and you know how to play it. So it ended up being a situation where, like, when the international happened last year, I was like, okay, fine. I, need to do my job at some point and try to at least sort of understand this. And I ended up watching the last 4 matches of it. And by the end of it, because the commentators were very excited and actually pretty decent at explaining what was going on, I felt like I had grasped some sort of basic understanding of it. Of course, I have not watched it since because I'm not a lunatic. But in that moment, it was a lot like.
Maybe will be.
All right. Yes.
a lunatic will never drink Buckfast.
In that moment, it was much like the experience I had watching cricket when I was in London once, where I Wikipedia'd the rules, watched some cricket, said, I totally understand this, and then the next day it had all drained out of my brain, never to return. So, I don't know. There's some kind of sports metaphor you can make.
It was a home run.
It's almost as though it's
Go
an
team.
e-sport, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's not like a sport, but offline?
Yeah, well, no, more E.
an electronic,
Yeah.
or a B sport, like a virtual
A
sport.
sport that you would play at the
just-
Electronic 3.
I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was talking when Chris Charlo was here. We were talking about IDARB and some of the other games that kind of fall into this like local multiplayer renaissance. Is that
Sure.
right? Am I crazy? That's happening.
That's
right?
the technical term.
That's
yes.
the technical
Within
term.
the industry, that's
Yeah. There's a
that's what
renaissance
we
in
planned.
couch
Yeah, that sounds
multiplayer.
right. Yeah.
People seeing other human beings.
It's the LMR.
Yeah.
That's what we call it.
Okay. All right. Well, so
I mean, it's GDC, right?
GDC has the LMR is very hot as
GDC.
GDC. It's
Lots of
very good.
letters.
Monetize it.
So, do you think that this genre needs a proper name? The thing that Charla had was minimalist esports,
You know,
which I think is hilarious. But
I think it's that people want that people want to play a game and have an emotional experience with the game. And it's an emotional shortcut to play a competitive game and be sitting next to the people that you're playing with. If they're like disembodied, idiots over Xbox Live or whatever, it doesn't matter. They're not real human beings, right? So you're not, there's no consequences to cheating or griefing. If they're sitting right here, it's like it's a friend, it's a human being. Like you're going to
So
engage
it's
with
way
them.
funnier if you cheat and grief, though.
Well, I mean, there's real consequences,
Yeah.
right? Like that's why I think like Doug Wilson's games, like Johann Sebastian Joust, like they're all about that. They're all about well, we're going to create this social system, and you're going to have to navigate the rules of it. And it's like, the thing with Joust is like if you play it like at a conference or whatever, or a festival or whatever, this is where the kids who start playing, and then it's like who's going to win Joust is who's going to be the biggest dick to the children
Can't
who are
hit a
playing.
kid,
Like
yeah.
who will shove the kids like just hard enough that you have like the controller goes flying out of their hand and they fall down and cry.
But you don't
Those are
ruin
the
the
people.
Yeah, you have plausible deniability, so it's like, well, at least that's what I do. I don't know about you.
I would take my shoe off and hit a goddamn kid with it.
Sure,
I
yeah,
break this bottle over his head.
yeah.
You threw a chair at me.
I threw a chair at Patrick.
Literally, we played.
I put a hole in the wall,
2 years.
flinging a folding chair at Patrick.
Like we set it up, we were doing this like big like all day live stream. I was like, hey, we should do this Joust game. I think it'd be like fun for people to watch.
Like a cage match.
And I was like, hey, we should try it out ahead of time. And like we didn't really set rules. And then it was like all of a sudden Jeff just lifts up a fucking chair and throws it across the room. It was like, all right, I guess that's the tone of this game.
I hope I'm not telling Patrick's story here. I think I am, but there's a great story about the first time Tim Schafer played Joust, and he just like, is this your story? Am I telling
ahead,
it?
go
Do you want to tell it?
Was that
Can
at
I
the
tell it?
Bastion launch
And he-
party?
Yes.
Or, okay.
And he takes his controller and like sets it down, and then walks over to everyone playing the game and just goes, just knocks the controllers out of their hands.
That was at the Bastion launch party, and then there was also Jonathan Blow, who everyone stopped wanting to play with because he was too good. Because he was basically
Yeah,
like
he
a
would.
snake.
Yeah.
He was literally like, he would like somehow be behind you and just go whack. And like,
It's all that. It's the Tai Chi.
Have you ever seen
Yeah.
Jonathan Blow dancing?
No.
Like high-speed Tai Chi, like it's just like water flowing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it all
I
just
believe it.
billowing Hawaiian shirts?
I know that
no,
someone
it's just like
on
a
Twitter said that they
blur
had
of-
spotted him performing Tai Chi out by the convention center yesterday evening.
Sure.
So yeah,
Why not?
He's out there doing it.
Hey, give me the.
Yep.
There was a guy in the this is years ago in the Capcom parking lot. There used to be a older guy that would go out there and do Tai Chi, and I would be down there, getting demos for games or whatever. And like the people who were there would be like, "Oh, dude, we need to go to the parking lot right now." And we would all just kind of like stand out by the loading dock and just kind of act real casual and watch this man do the like slowest and goofiest of martial arts. And it was beautiful,
Like
but also
every day
like
in the parking lot.
every day in a parking lot at a set time, he would come out there and perform his Tai Chi.
Jeff, may I turn the tables on you for a minute?
Yes.
And ask, did you see anything at GDC? Did you go to any talks or see anything?
I have not been to any talks.
Okay.
It's
So you're
it's-
doing it right.
Yeah. No, I've been. We went and saw some games.
Okay. Anything good?
And like some interesting stuff, like some stuff that just. It's weird that they're making it. So they're making a new Gauntlet. They are rebooting Gauntlet exclusively for PC, and the Magicka guys are doing it, which is like a perfect fit in a lot of ways.
I
You
play
think about
that.
Magicka, you think about what it is. It's kind of so what they're making is not as complex as Magicka, but they've got the 4 classes in there. And you.
Does it look funny though? Is it like a silly take on Gauntlet?
It's weird. So it's probably pretty telling, but like I don't.
Because that's a game that would lend itself super well to
the whole thing was
a wizard needs food. That's fucking absurd.
So there was no voice in the demo, which seems like that would be the first thing you would do. Is like make sure the voice is up before you show it to people, because that's Gauntlet.
Yeah.
And they had a food truck in front of the location they were showing it at, and it was done up with Gauntlet logos, and then it was like #needs food badly. And I'm like, I'm worried that you have missed the entire point of what you are trying to make here.
You know what I love?
Hashtags. Yeah, they're really good.
They're great. You can organize things by subject.
Yeah.
You can just, like express yourself.
It's like if you want to know what other people are saying about the thing you're saying.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's what we've done wrong with Samurai
QR
Gun.
codes are legitimately cool and edgy. If you put them in your game, that's just like, man.
It's like some kind of like
I guess now that we've already spoiled it, when I played Fez, I had to fucking download, I had to go on the App Store and be like, how do you read a QR code? And I
That's what I did
downloaded
too.
the craziest fucking app. It had like ads, and there's like a dancing lady on it, and like, it was insane.
I'm in cahoots with those people.
I still have it installed.
I get a percentage of every.
Yeah, I installed like the AT&T QR code reader when Fez came out, and I've left it installed just in case.
It's very confusing a name, but there's a thing called Google Goggle. That is Google's little camera thing that will just like scan anything, like a barcode, a QR code. Not to be confused with Google Glass.
Right.
Or
Google
Goggle. One of us.
Gaga?
Google Gaga.
Lady
So
Gaga?
Gauntlet, I mean, we sat down and played the demo. It seems like it'll be an interesting game. It's just one of those things that, like, as someone who can be kind of a stickler about old games, like, it's not a ranged combat game for two of the classes. It's just melee. And in original Gauntlet, everyone shot. And now it's like Valkyrie just swings her sword, and I'm like, that's not Gauntlet
That's not
anymore.
Valkyrie.
Like
Shooting the sword.
it looks like it'll probably be a pretty cool game, but it's one of those things where it's like I just it doesn't seem like it's necessarily
Yeah, but it will
Gauntlet
sell more.
yet. Yeah, in a weird way, just by slapping the
maybe?
Gauntlet.
Would
whatnot.
it? Who knows?
Yeah,
Who
like
knows now?
how much cachet does the Gauntlet
Was
name?
Gauntlet one of these games that was like bought at one of the crazy auctions for a defunct? Do you know the story behind it? You know how some of these like old video game brands are like auctioned off?
Gauntlet's a
so,
Midway property,
yeah,
so like, it went to Warner Brothers as a result of like Midway.
So yes, but it went in a bulk, like a grip of stuff. When all the Midway IP went to Warner, it was one of the games, along with Paperboy and Road Blasters and 720 and all the hits, went over there. So I don't know. They're calling it part of the WB Games Vault, which to me says they're going to start trying to exploit a lot of the old Midway IPs, which is always a fun word to say when
that's
talking about
what the kids,
making new
that's
games.
what the kids love now, is exploiting IPs.
Yeah.
Great content.
I love to exploit IPs and monetize teens. That's all I'm here to do.
That's what happens if you drink too much Buckfast. You
Yeah.
don't do crime, you just exploit IPs.
Well, that's content right there.
True, it's content.
That's premium content.
Value for your content.
But let's see, what else? We went and tried the Morpheus, the
How was
Sony
that?
VR stuff.
I'm trying that tomorrow. I'm
I think
super
it
excited.
is. I think it is pretty much on par with the Rift.
Yeah?
But
Like the Crystal
the
Cove?
quality of the demos, the two demos that we tried, were solid.
Because you're actually seeing like these big budget teams assigned to make this stuff, as opposed to, like, I played a ton of really cool Rift stuff, but it is like really tiny teams, not making a lot of art assets. Like the one, like, was it the Down or Deep Down?
no classroom
it was called
aquatic.
the Deep.
I'll tell you.
Huh?
It's no classroom aquatic.
That game is incredible.
Yeah.
But this one, like, you're in this like shark cage, and you get dropped down lower and lower, and this great white shark just kind of like drifts in, and then it starts attacking the cage, and you've got this flashlight and this flare gun to kind of keep it away, and like it's a really amazingly animated great white shark. It's fucking incredible.
I could be more excited. I'm so happy to see that there's going to be like genuine competition in that
Are you still
field.
on the VR trip? I know, like last year you were all like, "Oh man, I'm making VR games for like the next 2 years."
That's great. That's great. You totally.
That's how I think about Phil all the time.
Yeah, bro. Shaka, bro. We're making some VR
codes and VR games. No scope QR.
Yeah, no, I'm still super excited about VR, and Sony's in the UKMX.
That's some content right there.
Premium. You should cut that part out.
Yeah, that part will not be in the archive. That is behind the wall.
Yeah.
People have to pay for this.
Skippable.
But you're still like VR. You still think is like a thing.
You know, the rumors Microsoft are doing one too. Everybody's going to be doing VR, and I genuinely believe that this is not like a weird blip on the radar. This is not a fad. This is really where things are headed. It's so.
And we're at a point where enough people are involved in making the hardware.
Like
that they have
wants
the
to make
incentive to make the
VR
developers really
like,
think about
if you work
it.
in video games, like this should be your wet dream. Like this is what
we're
you
like
were
holodeck designers now.
fantasizing about as a kid. Is like I am lucky enough to be, around when this is happening, and then in 10, 15, 20 years, it's gonna be holodecks. Like it's gonna be full-on Star Trek, like fantasy worlds. And it's starting with that. Like this is the beginning of that, just simulated worlds. Not just like, oh, it's a game you play on video. It's like sports, but on your television. You control ping pong with a controller.
I think the issue is we haven't figured out how to have sex with it yet.
Dude, that's give it 2 years.
You think so?
Oh, there's already all sorts of teledildonic applications.
I honestly think that when people figure out how to have sex
We're very big on
with
teledildonics
VR,
here, Tom.
that'll be the.
Well,
that's the whole. I think that's
my favorite new
I'm
word.
pretty sure you can already do this.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That does.
I'm fairly sure I thought.
There are applications.
Maybe I'm out of date.
Hardware is available.
There's the gender swap thing.
Really?
Did you see that
Right,
one?
yeah.
That's the thing I'm way more interested in. Like, it's cool that we have VR, but like I've been just messing with the Oculus in terms of like making weird stuff happen to what we're currently looking at. So like I took an afternoon, I made this like really dumb game where there's 2 Oculuses, there's a webcam mounted on each Oculus, and each player has a Nerf gun. So player 1 gets player 2's feed, and you try and shoot each other with a Nerf gun. Whoever gets hit first loses.
Yeah.
And it's like this weird thing of like taking. Because like the first time I put an Oculus on, I looked down and didn't see myself, and that freaked me out, which is way more interesting to me than a lot of VR stuff right now.
Yeah.
That like being able to take this feeling of out-of-bodiness and mess with that, and the fact that it's so easy in like Unity to pull feed from a webcam and then manipulate that feed and do all kinds of weird stuff with it. Like I really want to do something with like a webcam behind the player, looking down at the player.
Like a third-person view
Like
of yourself.
a weird, uncomfortable.
I've seen the rigs for that. Like they've tried
I know,
trying to do that.
that's the kind of stuff I'm really excited about because like right where the Oculus is right now, I want to capitalize on that uncomfortableness, on the motion sickness. I want to make a game that makes people barf.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Really,
there needs to be like a WarioWare of barfing. That is just like
Totally, yes.
5-second like disorienting.
Yes.
Where the fuck? And then like you win
Yeah, and if
when
it's
you
so
vomit.
easy to pull in stuff from webcams, it's like you can take that feed and do whatever you want to it.
Somebody made like a Resident Evil thing, where it's like you had a fixed camera in the corner of a room, and then you would have to walk around like tank style, but it's you. Like that kind of stuff. That's metaphysical. That is just the ramifications of that kind of stuff. It goes so far beyond video games. Like I love video games. I love fucking Titanfall. I love shooting guys, robots. That's fine. But when people are like, oh man, can you imagine Titanfall in VR? You were so completely missing the point. That would not work. With VR, I want to have like crazy, like psychedelic out-of-body experiences that will actually like. The same way that when you do acid, you come out of it and you learn something about, like something changed, your perception of the world. We've all done acid, right?
I've decided that I don't want to know any more about myself.
Well, it's
a fucking scary
yourself
place in there.
as much as the world and how things work. And I think you can have like these like deeply like philosophical, life-changing experiences in VR, and it's.
Have you messed with sound cell?
Yeah.
I still haven't tried it. I'm super good friends with Robin. And
Oh my God.
Somehow I've missed every.
It's incredible because like sound cell is like it's a game where you're kind of humming into a microphone and that's altering the visuals and like messing with it on a monitor is one thing, but like putting on the Oculus, like it's not about surrounding yourself in a world. It's more just like locking yourself in a dark room and like it's right there and like you're humming and like it's like this 2001 like vortex. It's like altering, like it puts you like. As someone who's not done acid, it feels like in a weird drug-like state in like 30 seconds. It is completely strange.
Try LSD.
Let's turn off the stream.
We'll
come back for 30 minutes.
Steve Jobs did LSD and then he created the iPhone. So.
Shit. Well, I'm messing up.
Hey, and then he died, okay?
It's true. I can't play sound stuff.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Like,
Dun, 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 dun.
sound stuff's really hard for me to play with as someone with really strong synesthesia. because it's like I get that audio-visual thing normally, and then try to do that. I'm like, this is incorrect.
Dude, okay, just idea just now. Synesthesia Simulator, VR, just yellow
Dude,
sound,
I have wanted
purple
to do that
taste,
forever.
just
I wanted to be
VR
like,
synesthesia.
here, take my brain.
Do it!
I'm trying.
When do we get the smell? It seems like
Smell-o-vision?
it's been demoed at GDC for a decade or more. Someone's always like, "We got this box. You hook up to a computer and it spits out smells.
It's the dumbest
You can
idea.
watch a movie and then it's like you're watching the movie and they're making bacon and you're like, smells like bacon in here. What?
Okay, that's the best case scenario. But like, think about most games you play. Most games will smell like
good.
corpses, just like
But I want to smell
garbage.
the napalm in
Like
the
hot
morning.
garbage in the sun, like Resident Evil, zombies, anything, like
I think
bodies everywhere.
It'll smell like my
bodies
house.
smell bad. A dead body.
I think you guys are all talking about like different aspects of this thing. I've heard. Do you guys know the game designer Porpentine?
Yes.
Patrick did a great interview with her. So I've seen her speak about like bodiedness as a thing that is in general not explored or thought about in game design, which is really interesting to me. And I think you guys are all these are all different ideas of like very like bodied experiences of like a drug trip, an out of body kind of experience, like smells, all that kind of stuff. That I think is just like, to me, like I do think there's something in video games that's like very, very immature, very juvenile. Like it's this very
What? No, I
surface
disagree.
level,
Not at all.
this very
Not at all.
surface level exploration of like if you were an anthropologist and you tried to like understand our culture based on video games, we'd be fucking idiots. And I think maybe that's a big part that's missing from it. And like VR, I don't know about the VR or the smell vision, but like I think we're heading there.
I think it's
like,
opening up like new ideas
Yeah,
of
like,
thinking
I want-
about it, whether VR is the vehicle.
the haptic feedback, I think, is going to be a huge component of it.
It's the first step. It's the eyes, right? It all starts with the eyes and then the ears, and then eventually
So
you're gonna get the power glove thing that like lets you actually like lock your fingers to feel
guys,
like you're holding something. And
Do you guys know, I think this is a Freeman Dyson thing, but it's this idea that like
the
humanity...
inventor of the Dyson vacuum cleaner.
Yes, yeah, that guy.
I'm
yeah.
a big fan.
So
It works great.
it's this idea that like humanity will never actually get to like explore the galaxy because
Probably
as we
not.
develop technology to explore outer space, we'll also be developing like that same technology will allow us to simulate anything we want, and that our just primal desires will lead us towards simulation rather than like exploration and actually doing things.
Here's what I
We'll
think.
just live in our pods and have sex with
Yes.
Dyson vacuums.
I think we have like maybe.
And smell things.
I think we have maybe
What's up
20
to
good
8 pounds?
years left.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm a 10-pound man, but sure, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
I think we're all gonna be
We'll get
dead in
there.
about
It's
20
not
years.
there yet.
you know?
No, future time.
And that
Well, because of that bottle.
Well, yeah. This is
that's a big part of it.
us specifically. Absolutely.
I think because of us, we're all going to be dead in about 20, 30 years, maybe. I mean, things, this way of life we're familiar with probably won't last too long.
I'm looking forward to just like I want to drive that tanker. I want to be the guy with the shotgun that is
Yeah. Oh,
that is
you'll-
getting the gasoline
You'll get there.
and the food.
Oh, you'll get there. You'll get there. Yeah.
Can I,
That's
can
pretty
I ask you guys a question? Do you ever go to GDC and you see some session of like what was the one I posted one on Twitter that was like how to monetize teens and
Yes,
yes.
In a safe and like something way.
Safe and legal. Legal is the word. Yes.
Do you ever look
Safe
at that and you're
legal.
like, what's the point? Like it's 15 years and it's all over.
The tongue is given out of the back
This
of
is
the
why I
van.
think VR is important. This might sound like horribly jaded and pessimistic, but I think that VR is going to play an increasingly important role in society as society collapses. We are going to want more and more like
We're
realistic
trapped.
escape. As like the world burns, we're going to be like, I just want to be in a Tuscan villa and like look around.
It's the only place I can
Yes.
go to see giraffes.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's going to be the only place you can go to fucking do or see anything. The Oculus guys are kind of like pushing that rhetoric a lot, but I think they're kind of right. At some point, VR is going to be able to replace the need for material goods. You won't have to buy a bigger TV every couple of years because you'll just be able to simulate it. You won't have to like have a huge spacious apartment with art and furniture.
How big of a
because
TV are you going to simulate?
like full field of vision. At some point, it just
I'm going
caps out.
70 inches, man. It's gonna
Like
be awesome.
70.
That's all you can do?
That's the biggest number you can think of.
I don't need that much. I'm just what am I going to
You're a humble man.
Oh, yeah.
70 inches.
But like
Yeah.
it sounds
Size of the
crazy,
TV,
but
that's the definition.
if you stop having to ship physical goods on trucks and burn, oil that way, if everybody just gets to like acquire their possessions in a virtual way. You still spend money. There's still an economy there, but there's no need to manufacture physical goods and destroy the natural world that way and just have trucks on the highways constantly. You just get to like, you know, oh, I bought this table, but in my weird little PlayStation Home virtual world. It sounds like a nightmare,
So
but it's going to become a necessity
So you're
eventually.
saying,
Like
you're saying the world is going to become Animal Crossing.
Yes.
Awesome.
Wait, now that actually sounds pretty
No,
cool.
I'm on board.
Doesn't
You've made it sound appealing.
Yeah.
You've made it sound
Yes.
appealing.
We get to go fishing.
I'm down.
Anytime you want.
All right, I'm in.
Big apples.
When your wife
All right.
bought the big house.
We got to wrap it up and get some more people in here. I don't think they're gonna fight, but
I want to ask one last question before we go.
all right. Maybe you're gonna ask the exact same question I'm gonna ask. But go.
All right, are you ever going to make a game again?
That is the exact question I was gonna ask you.
Wait. Wait.
All right, hey, Phil Fish, are you ever going to make a game again?
And now I'm gonna like switch to the
Are
selfie
you
camera.
explaining
Can you do
Vine
that?
on-
Yeah, see? No.
Wah, wah, wah.
Bill Fish.
This is why we need
believe you.
VR, is I need to simulate.
Okay, you should specify video game.
Okay.
Whatever, man. I'm doing something right now.
Will you ever
But
make
you sound
something
so excited about VR. It's hard for me to imagine you not making something,
everything
whether
we
it's a
talked
game
about
or
VR,
not.
that was unrelated to video games. Everything I said, that was in a video game.
It's true.
So,
Will you make
Wait a minute.
something?
Is Gone Home a video game? Let's get back to what matters.
What's a game, you guys?
What is a video game?
Where are we?
We need to turn the stream off. We need to cut. We need to cut.
3 more hours of this. What's a video game?
can VR make you cry?
It would probably damage the head.
Like, actually,
Yeah, like just like
of
just
course
water.
you do.
Because you're staring myself.
Yeah, you're so
All right.
You just
Are you fucking kidding me?
Thanks everyone.
Wait,
Whoa.
Wait, did you hear that? Did you hear
Wrap it up here. We got to bring.
We got a whole thing.
Yeah. No, I know.
Should we set it up?
Yeah, we got to.
right,
We got to get Adam over here.
Wait,
He's gonna play us out.
Yeah,
This is
so
completely
so Bo and I have brought a little treat for the stream. We have brought none other than Dose One himself to do a couple tracks off of the Samurai Gun soundtrack live. I don't know where he is.
Yeah.
It'll happen at some point.
We just need to find him.
Hey! Dose! You're up.
Everyone gets really uncomfortable.
It's like, as soon as the yelling starts, like,
Do we need to set anything else up?
he's gonna play us out. We're gonna get some new folks on the couch, and we'll get going.
It's been a pleasure.
Real timage.
Real time.
It's just like the Oscars. You've been talking too long.
play us
Get the
off.
fuck out.
Everybody start clapping till we leave.
The Samurai Gun, are we still on? Samurai Gun soundtrack, available on the website, samuraigun.com for purchase.
Best soundtrack also available.
Oh, ours is
Soundtrack
better.
available.
Ours is better.
The best soundtrack is available.
Ours is better. Side bet.
On a slow blade, tomorrow on a quick draw. That robin's egg inside revenge is what I'm here for. From weapon to weapon, I am death within death by the eye. Steel sheath, heat hand, weak man, keep scalp, skin alive, and short sword with win or end. Lion mane, fountain of red, and then side. You can die, eyes open with you. I'm showing it's your hero. You can try. sword for it's more days, sword swung, one with the gun, come between us, non-slung, pepper provides a quick time set. Sword for it's more days, one more days, sword swung, one with the gun, come between us, none, slung, provides a quick time set. Many dead men's teeth necklace. Motherfucking blight. Max motherfucking Tempkin. Mr. motherfucking One. Game sound like candy up here. Candy made by white men. Thank you, Giant Robot. Get up!